everyone, welcome back to the world of English exams. So today's video is going to be the continuation or the second part of the previous video in which I have helped you understand how to solve the first 13 questions from reading test 1 of Cambridge IELTS 15 academic. If you haven't watched the video, here is the link which I've given in the description box. You can click on that and you can go to that video and watch how to answer the first 13 questions. And if you're already one of our subscribers, then definitely you might have got an alert when we release the video. And this is the second part of the same, in which I'm going to help you solve question related to the second part of the same test, that is test 1. In this part, we are going to solve three main question types. The first one is which paragraph contains the following information. Now, this is a very important question type under the category of matching, and it is important not just for the academic test takers but also for the general training test takers. So you can watch the video to understand the approach towards this question. And one of our subscribers has given a wonderful suggestion that they can also be helped to identify the paragraph by skimming the entire passage, not just giving the passage that contains the answer. So we have considered that suggestion and we have implemented that while solving it. So please do watch. This is going to be really interesting to find out the keywords and to match them and identify. So the next question type we are going to answer is summary completion. And the next thing is multiple choice questions. These are very important of the various question types that are commonly seen in the reading test. So let's start today's video by answering the first 5 questions, that is question 14 to 18, that belong to the question type called matching. Particularly, which paragraph contains the following information. So I will help you to identify the right answer, but before that I wish to discuss the strategy that we are going to use. It's quite simple, guys, no complications at all. Let me show you the questions first. So these are the statements. Basically the questions are known as statements because you do not see a question mark at the end. So all you see is a sentence here. That's the reason it's also known as a statement. So there is a doubt among our subscribers that what is the meaning of a statement and what is the meaning of text. So whenever you hear the term the statement says or the statement mentions, it means that you are referring to the question. When I say the text mentions, then it refers to the passage, the comprehension. So now let's read these questions, but remember that we are not going to look for words. We are going to look for the meaning. I repeat, we are not aiming at word match. Our aim is to match the meaning of the statement. So you have to look for synonyms or the paraphrased meaning of the statement that is given. So only then you can get the answer. If you base your search on the words, it's not always that you find those words as it is in the text. So please be aware of this fact and let's start reading them. And for matching information, the answers will not be seen in an order. That is, what I mean by that is, you can find the answer anywhere. That is, any paragraph can contain the information. It's not necessarily in a sequence that the first answer could be found in the first passage, the second answer could be found in the second passage. No, it doesn't work like that. You will have to read the whole text. So this helps you not just to answer this question type, but the following question types as well. That is, the summary completion, multiple choice. There are various types of questions. So once you understand what is there in each paragraph, it makes things much easier and more clear for you. So now let's understand the meaning with the help of the keywords. So keywords are basically nouns or verbs or adjectives or such other parts of speech that will enable us to find the meaning. Let's read statement number 14. Reference to means the paragraph is mentioning something about this. Reference to the amount of time when a car is not in use. Here, a very important thing to read is not in use. That means nobody is driving the car. It's standing in the maybe at the garage or something like that. So the car is parked. Nobody is using it. So what is the amount of time? So for how long? For how long is a car not in use? That is what you have to see. So here what I suggest students to do is to take a pencil and a paper and to note the meaning as per their understanding. That is, if I were in your place, I would have written like this: 14, and then I would have written as car is parked or car not in use, and within brackets I would write amount of time. So like this is my understanding of the statement. It makes things much easier. So let's go on to the next statement. Mention of means the paragraph says something about this. Several advantages, you need to search for synonyms like benefits or pros or something like that, merits. So there a mention of several advantages. That is, here they are not just talking about one benefit, but they are referring to more than one. So for individual road users, so what are the benefits? And the next question talks about a reference to the opportunity of choosing the most appropriate vehicle for each trip. That means depending on the trip, the choice of vehicle would be decided. So the users of these driverless vehicles will have an opportunity to choose the vehicle for each trip. Very easy and straightforward. The next one, an estimate of how long it will take to overcome a number of problems. That means we are not just talking about advantages as it is mentioned in statement 15, but there are several hurdles, there are several problems, obstacles as well, and they are estimating that it would take these many years to solve these problems, to tackle these hurdles. So that is what is mentioned in statement 17. Now the final one, a suggestion or an advice, a recommendation that use of driverless cars may have no effect on the number of vehicles manufactured. So the suggestion says that if even though people continue to use driverless cars, it will not have any effect. That means the situation will remain unaltered, unchanged. What is that? The number of vehicles manufactured. So there is no proportionation or relation between the use of driverless cars and the number of vehicles that are manufactured. So like this you have to understand. Let's quickly brief the meaning of each statement and we will see how to identify. So the 14th statement says a reference to the amount of time taken when the car is not in use. The 15th one, advantages of that the driverless cars will have. Then 16th, opportunity to choose the vehicle for each trip. 17th one, how long will it take to overcome the problems? 18th one, number of vehicles manufactured and the use of driverless cars are not related to each other. That means the use of driverless cars will have no effect on the number of vehicles manufactured. So you have understood, you got a brief idea of what to look for. Now let's see. Now for your ease and convenience, what I have done is I have given all the paragraphs, but since I told you that the answers will not come in a sequence, I have tried solving it and I have given the paragraph that contains the information. But yes, I did not mention just that one paragraph. I have given you all the paragraphs in the passage. Now let's see. The title of the paragraph is Driverless Cars. So let's look into paragraph A and see if anything matches with what we are looking for. I will read quickly. The automotive sector is well used to adapting to automation in manufacturing. Okay, so they are telling that automation is a common practice in manufacturing. The implementation of robotic car manufacturers from the 1970s onwards led to a significant cost savings and improvements in the reliability and flexibility of vehicle mass production. So they are talking that in the 1970s, use of robotic cars maybe improved the flexibility of vehicle production. Nothing that we are looking for. A new challenge could be something related to problems. A new challenge to vehicle production is now on the horizon, and again it comes from an automation. So it says that there are challenges and new challenges, but when we go back to the question that says about challenges here, 17th one, estimate of how long it will take to overcome the number of problems. They're not talking about problems, but they're asking us how long it will take to overcome these. So that is not given in this sentence. Let's continue. However, this time is not to do with the manufacturing process but the vehicles themselves. So they're not talking about the process of manufacturing, but the problems are with the vehicles. Let's continue. Research projects on vehicle automation are not new. So, vehicles with limited self-driving capabilities have been used for more than 50 years, resulting in significant contributions towards driver assistance systems. So, they are just telling that they have been in use for the last 50 years. Then, but since Google announced in 2010 that it had been trailing self-driving cars on the streets of California, progress in this field has quickly gathered pace. So the whole paragraph is talking about the history of how automated cars came into existence. Is it what we are looking for? Nothing that we are looking for. So none of the statements matches. So we will just discard this paragraph for now as it's not being used. So let's go to paragraph B. There are many reasons why technology is advancing so fast. So they are telling that there are various reasons, the various causes for the improvements in technology. One frequently cited motive is safety. So the first advantage is safety. So they're talking about, indeed, research at the UK's Transport Research Laboratory has demonstrated that more than 90% of the road collisions, so collision means accidents. So 90% of the road collisions involve human error as a contributing factor. So what is the primary reason for accidents? It is human error. That is, humans are not driving properly. So that is the reason. And the primary cause in the vast majority. So automation may help to reduce the incidence of this. So they are telling that if driverless cars come into existence, then the chances of human error can be minimized. So people will be more safe. So let's continue. Another aim is to free the time people spend driving for other purposes. So one more benefit. The first benefit is safety. Second thing is that they can utilize the time for driving for other uses, other purposes. If the vehicle can do some or all of the driving, it may be possible to be productive, to socialize, to simply relax. See, so many benefits are there. So we will directly go to the question and see mention of several advantages. Here they are not talking just about one advantage, they are talking about safety, they are talking about minimizing of time, that the time can be utilized for other purposes, then you can relax or you can do other things. So there are so many advantages of driverless cars for individual road users. That road users are nothing but drivers. So clearly the meaning is matching. If you notice, none of the words are mentioned there, but when you read the statement and understand the meaning, this is how you can easily locate the answer. So now let's continue to the next passage. That is paragraph C. Beyond these direct benefits. Now here again it is directing us to the previous paragraph. Look at the continuity, guys. Beyond these direct benefits. So it means that the earlier paragraph has spoken about benefits. Again it's confirmed that the answer for statement 15 is B. This is how you have to reaffirm. So, beyond these direct benefits, we can consider a wider implication for transport and the society. So, they are talking not just about transport, but also manufacturing processes might need to respond. At present, the average car spends more than 90% of its life parked. Have you seen that word, guys? So 90% of the time the car is parked. What is the meaning of car is parked? It means that no one is using it. It's not in use. So directly let's go back to our statement. Number 14. Reference to the amount of time when a car is not in use. And how much is the time? 90% of its life. 90% of the car's life is to stay parked, to remain in the parking lot. So clearly we got the answer. This is how you have to go with the meaning, guys. So let's go to the next paragraph. The MIT, or the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, investigated automated mobility in Singapore. So what did MIT do? It investigated the automated mobility in which country? Singapore, finding that fewer than 30% of the vehicles currently used would be required if fully automated car sharing could be implemented. So they are talking about the statistics of how vehicles could be used, nothing related to what we are looking for. Let's continue. If this is the case, it would mean that we need to manufacture far fewer vehicles to meet the demand. So they're just telling that if carpooling or car sharing can be implemented, we don't need to manufacture so many cars because people are getting habituated to sharing the cars. So there is a continuation of this paragraph here. However, the number of trips being taken would probably increase. Yes, definitely when people are sharing cars, it means that the space would be lessened because more people have to be transported. That means more and more number of trips have to be taken, partly because empty vehicles would have to be removed or moved from one customer to the next, obviously. So the next sub paragraph in paragraph D says modeling work by the University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute suggests that automated vehicles might reduce the vehicle ownership by 43%. That means if driverless cars come into existence, then people, the ownership of the vehicles will decrease or reduce by how much? 43%. So but that vehicle's average mileage would double. So that means that as the number of trips are decreasing or increasing depending on this factor, mileage would definitely double. As a consequence, each vehicle would be used more intensively and might need replacing sooner. Yes, because more number of trips are being taken, what will happen? The engines would be damaged and they might need replacing sooner. This faster rate of turnover may mean that vehicle production will not decrease. So what are they telling? Driverless cars is a totally separate issue, but the number of vehicles which are manufactured will continue to grow. Even though the ownership is decreasing, the cost of manufacture of the vehicle has to be met. That means the sale of the vehicle should happen. So the number of vehicles that are manufactured is in no way related to the driverless cars. Don't you think it's related to one of our statements? Yes, clearly. So that is a suggestion that driverless vehicles, use of driverless vehicles may have no effect, yes, on the number of vehicles manufactured. So this is how you have to get into the answer, guys. Let's proceed to the next paragraph. Automation may prompt other changes in vehicle manufacture. So because of automation, there are other changes in vehicle manufacture. What are they? If we move to a model where consumers are tending not to own a single vehicle but to purchase access through a range of vehicles through a mobility provider, drivers will have the freedom to select. Select is nothing but choose. So drivers can choose the one that best suits their needs for a particular journey. That means if I want to go on a journey or a trip, I will choose the vehicle accordingly. Have you understood the meaning of this, guys? Yes, that relates us to the 16th statement. Opportunity. Opportunity is paraphrased as choosing in this paragraph. Yes. So, selecting one that best suits the needs for a particular journey. Opportunity to choose the appropriate vehicle for each trip. Have you seen how the meaning is matching perfectly? So that's how you have to get to the answer. Once you understand the meaning of these statements, you can see how easy and how straightforward it is to get the answer. And now let's proceed to the last one. Of course, we have completed all of them, but yes, I do want to show you the answer for the last statement. So there are a number of hurdles to overcome in delivering automated vehicles. So this paragraph is talking about the problems, number of hurdles. So what are they? Technical difficulties are there, then traffic, weather, road situations, regulatory challenges. So this whole paragraph is just talking about the hurdles. Let's go back to the statements. Are we looking for hurdles? No, the 14th answer we already got it. Advantages? Yes, we got that answer also. 16th one, opportunity for choosing. Just now we got the answer for that. An estimate of how long it will take to overcome the number of problems. Yes, this is what we are searching for. Of course, 18th one also we got that. So let's look at question 17. How long will it take to overcome? This paragraph is talking about the problems, but it does not talk about how long it will take. Here, don't confuse by the word no longer essential. No, when drivers are no longer essential for vehicle transport, it's not talking about the time needed to solve these problems. So but let's read the next one. It is clear that there are many challenges that need to be addressed, but through robust and targeted research, these means challenges, problems, are most probably to be conquered. Conquered means solved within the next 10 years. So how long will it take to solve the problems? It will take 10 years. So what is the answer for the 17th question? It is paragraph G. So this is how you have to answer the questions, guys. And here is the answer key for these 5 statements. I hope you understood what is the method, what is the technique to solve it. Now the next part of the passage becomes really easy for us to solve. Let's see. Questions 19 to 22 belong to the question type summary completion, which is nothing but gap filling or maybe fill in the blank spaces. So let's look at the questions and start answering them. And now that we have skimmed the whole of the passage, what I have done is, for your ease and convenience, I selected the paragraphs in which the answers lie. So it becomes easier for you to get it. So let's start answering it, but please make sure you read the instructions for the word count. No more than 2 words. That means you are allowed to write a maximum of 2 words for each answer and no more than that. That means if you write the answer in the form of 3 words, then it is wrong. However, you can write an answer in the form of a single word. You are allowed to write a 1 word answer or a 2 word answer, not more than that. So the impact of driverless cars, that is the title, guys. So let's look at it. Figures from the Transport Research Laboratory. Let's stop reading here and try to find that keyword, Transport Research Laboratory. Here it is, Transport Research Laboratory. So it's talking about a research that is conducted by that. So indicate that most of the motor accidents are partly due to. So what is the reason for accidents? Remember, we just spoke about collisions, accidents. So what is the major reason? Collisions is human error as a contributory factor. Contributory factor means it is the main cause. It is due to that. And what is that, guys? Human error. So what is the first answer? Or I mean the answer for 19th question? It is human error. Does it meet the word count? Yes, no more than 2 words. Let's continue. So the introduction of driverless vehicles will result in greater safety. Yes, that is why. That is why for safety factor and to reduce the incidence of human error in the form of collisions, we are supposed to be using driverless cars. In addition to these direct benefits, it may bring other advantages. Remember, I'll just take you back to the original paragraph because here the phrase matches directly. I want to show you that. So let's see this, guys. Paragraph C, beyond these direct benefits. And what does the question here say? In addition to the direct benefits. That means it is asking us to go to the next paragraph. So once you read the paragraph carefully, you see how easy it is. It may bring other advantages. So what are the other advantages? For example, schemes for dash will be more workable, especially in towns and cities, resulting in fewer cars on the road. So what will be more workable? Workable is nothing but beneficial kind of thing. So, so in addition to the road collisions, we are also talking about other benefits. Other benefits. So let's see. I'm just going to take you back to paragraph C, because the answer we have seen that it lies in that paragraph. I do want to take you back. We can consider wider implications for transport and society, and how manufacturing process might help to respond as a result. At present, the average car spends more than 90% of its life parked. Automation means that initiatives for car sharing becomes more viable. Here, viable means workable, particularly in urban areas. What is the paraphrase for urban areas given here? Towns and cities. So what will become more workable? Car sharing. So what is the answer here? Car sharing. Schemes for car sharing will be more workable. So in addition to this is what is the benefit. Now let's go to the next question. According to the University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute. Now let's see where this is. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, all this is about MIT. Here it is, the Michigan Transportation Research Institute. So directly you can jump to that phrase. This is the ease of completing the summary by understanding how to do it properly. So there would be a 43% drop. 43% is another keyword. Clearly we saw here. So drop means reduction. Reduction in what? Vehicle ownership. So vehicle is given as cars here. So what is the next word? Ownership. So drop in the ownership of cars. Now here the answer is written as a single word. Now you may ask, ma'am, what will happen if I write the answer as vehicle ownership? Let's read the sentence. There could be a 43% drop in vehicle ownership of cars. Is it making sense? Absolutely not. Hence, what are you going to write the answer as? Ownership of cars. However, this would mean that a yearly dash of the car would be twice. So something would be twice. Let's see that. Yeah, it would, what will be double? Mileage would double. Double is nothing but twice. Like this, based on the synonyms, you need to get the answer. So what is the answer for the last question, guys? It is mileage. So the first answer is human error, the 19th one. The next one is car sharing. The next one is ownership. And the last one is mileage. So here is the answer key. Now quickly let's proceed to answering the last 4 questions of this section, which belong to the question type called multiple choice questions. As you know, in this particular question type, you will see more than 2 or 3 options being given, from which you need to choose depending on the instructions and the question. So again, the approach is quite simple, guys. We are going to read the question, then we are going to read the paragraph and get the answers. So let's look at the first 2 questions. Here you need to choose 2 letters, because these are the answers for 2 questions, 23rd, 3rd and 24th. So which 2 benefits of automated vehicles does the writer mention? So already we know in which paragraph this keyword lies. Yes, we are going to go to paragraph B directly, because here they are talking about why technology is advancing so fast. Yes, so for better reading, I am going to paste that paragraph here so that it becomes easier for you to read. There are many reasons why technology is advancing so fast. One frequently cited motive is safety. So what is the first advantage? Safety. Then automation may help reduce the incidence of accidents. Another aim, the first one is safety, and second one is to free the people who are driving. And that free time could be spent for other purposes, like to socialize, to relax, to do something else. Yes, so and also if the vehicle can do the driving, those who are challenged by existing mobility models such as older people or disabled travelers. So if a driver is disabled or old, then it will be very easy to move or to drive if the car is driving on its own. So there are three advantages mentioned. First one is safety, second one is to free the driver's time and to so that they can use it for other purposes. The third one is it will be very useful for older and disabled travelers. Now let's see which two benefits are given here. Again you have to go with the meaning, guys. So, car travelers could enjoy considerable cost savings. Did we read about cost savings? No. So, let's cancel this. It would be easier to find parking spaces. Did you read about this? No. Let's cancel this. Travelers could spend the journeys doing something other than driving. Yes, they could enjoy, they could socialize, they could relax. Yes, option C is correct. Then, people who find driving physically difficult could travel. Yes, because for disabled travelers also it is a benefit. So, D is the right answer. Let's see the last one. A reduction in the number of cars would mean reduction in pollution. Did you read anything about pollution? No. So what are the two answers, guys? C and D. You can write them in either order. Maybe you can write C for the 23rd answer or D. So anything would do as long as you get both the answers right. That is what we are looking at. So now let's go to the next question. See how easy it is, guys. So which two challenges? Challenges means difficulties. Remember, we read about challenges in paragraph F. Yes. So let's see. Which two challenges to automated vehicle development does the writer mention? So what are the two obstacles or two hurdles faced by the vehicle manufacturers? So there are a number of hurdles in delivering automated vehicles on our roads. What is the first one? Technical difficulties in ensuring that the vehicle works in an infinite range of traffic, weather, road situation. So there are so many things to consider. First one is the traffic, second is the weather condition, third one is the condition of roads. So many difficulties like these. Then what is the next one? The regulatory challenges in understanding how the liability and enforcement might change when drivers are no longer essential. So the next challenge is understanding how the situation will change when drivers are no longer required. Third one is societal changes. Society is nothing but people's mindset, the way they adapt, the way they behave. So societal changes that may be required for communities again relates to people. To trust. So first thing is another problem is not everyone is ready to accept the new things, right? So like driverless cars. So the third problem is acceptability, trust, and acceptance of the automated vehicle. So societal acceptance is also one more problem. So let's quickly read the problems. First one is the driverless vehicles have to adapt to various traffic conditions, weather conditions and road conditions. Then second one is the understanding the liability. Third one is how people will accept and trust the driverless vehicles. These are the three problems. Now let's see which two of them are mentioned in the options. Making sure that general public, yes, has confidence. What is the meaning of confidence? Trust. Did we read that? Obviously we have read. So communities are ready to trust and accept the automated vehicles. That is one of the problems. So option A is right. Here general public is given as society and community in the paragraph. Then managing the pace of transition from conventional to automated. Did you read anything like this? No. Deciding how to compensate professional drivers. Did you read anything about professional drivers? No. Let's see. Setting up the infrastructure. Did you read about infrastructure? No. Of course, you may ask me, ma'am, infrastructure to make roads suitable for. Are you talking about how to make the road suitable or how to make the vehicle suitable for the roads? We are not trying to mend the roads. Our aim is to make the vehicles adapt to the prevailing road conditions. So option D is wrong. Let's go to option E. Getting the automated vehicles to adapt to various different driving conditions. Yes. What are the driving conditions? Traffic, weather and road situations. So what are the two correct answers, guys? Option A and option E. So here is the answer key. for these 4 questions. I hope that you understood how to solve, how to answer the questions that are given in the second reading passage of Cambridge IELTS 15 Reading Test 1 Part 2. If you found this video useful, please do give it a big thumbs up, share it with all your friends so that they can benefit from this too, and do subscribe to our channel. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you are not one of our subscribers already, and to receive instant notifications whenever we post a new video, do click the bell icon that is beside the subscribe button. So till I see you with the third part of this video, please stay tuned to our channel, and I'll see you with the next useful and informative video about IELTS. So happy preparation guys, and see you in the next video.